you've had such an exciting journey here because you were obviously voicing Tails in the video games before the movies started. Well, when you found out that they wanted you to reprise that role, what did that mean to you? Because now you've been on this great adventure of doing these three huge live action movie hits as well.
I mean, it meant the world to me. I couldn't believe it. I still kind of can't. I feel so lucky. I'm so honored. It's been such a joyous adventure, and the words have not been invented yet of what this feels like. But truly, truly phenomenal.
And I was curious how that transition has been because, you work with so much great, talented voice actors, but it has to be wild to see your character on screen interacting with like Idris Elba and now Keanu Reeves. Like that just seems crazy.
It does seem crazy. I am often says my husband, "What is happening?" It's amazing. I mean, when I both movies, I cried when I watched it for the first time. It's just it's such an epic scale, you know. So it's just been joyous.
And tells us part of some really great laughs in Sonic 3. I had to get your reaction to the Detective Pikachu line
My
because both
favorite.
times I saw that in theaters, fans were just going crazy for it.
Cracked me up. I loved it. You just could not have done it better. With Pika Pika. That's like my favorite. That's the first thing I said to him when I saw him. I'm like, Pika Pika. It was so fantastic. I laughed out loud. So funny.
And the writers have always really gone for it in these live action movies. Are you ever surprised at what they're asking you to say at this point, or is it just you
Nope.
expect the unexpected with them?
100% expect the unexpected. And they're so brilliant. They know what they're doing. I full trust. There's no questioning of anything ever.
And Tel's storyline in three is this really great lesson about teamwork and leadership. Since Sonic really gets ahead of himself trying to solve this problem with Shadow, and he realizes it takes a full team to work together. What did you like most about Tel's role in Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
I like that he's so much more confident. He's really come into his own. He is a part of the team. He's part of the team. He's part of a family too. And I think that's really meaningful to him. And I think that's what helps bolster his confidence. He's got really cool gadgets. He's like the man behind the curtain that's helping everybody, do their part. I mean, he's like almost like whatever team leader in that one little sequence where he's helping everybody get to where they need to go, and he swoops in and saves. He flies the plane. He flies his butt copter. It's yeah. I mean, he's really part of the team.
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to get your thoughts on Ben Schwartz's performance because he's able to, give this great energy to Sonic, especially in just the moments with Tails, the small moments, they really feel like, great friends. What registers the most from his performance when you're watching these movies?
He's like this exuberant kid. He's got all the energy. But I feel like that's him in real life though. What he managed to do through all like the press stuff and the premiere, like he's like nonstop. He's nonstop. Um, but he's also so dear. And I think he really brings so much of that to Sonic. He's genuine and he feels things, but he's also a goofy kid. Like he's got this great, wonderful juxtaposition of those two, you know, seemingly diverse um, characteristics. They don't necessarily always go together. Someone that feels deeply, but is also off the wall energy cuckoo. So he marries those two so beautifully.
Yeah, that's wonderfully put. And these are such unique films because they're live action, but most of the main characters are CGI. It's a very
Yeah.
odd mix, but it all works. Have you ever gotten to visit the set any during the production of these movies?
No, I would love to. I think that would be amazing. But no, they do all the live action stuff first, and then they record us after.
Fingers crossed. On the fourth one, maybe we'll get to see you on set. And
That would be so
uh,
cool. I would really love that. That would be just tremendous. But
recently, and you appeared in it. We had the Knuckles spinoff on Paramount Plus, which was so much fun. When's it's going to be Tell's time to shine? Would you like to see a Tell's show be made at one point?
That is such a great question, and I would love it. When indeed, I don't know. Of course, if they asked, are you kidding? Absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. But that would be great. I would love it.
Fingers crossed. And beyond the games and movies, you get to do a lot of cool side stuff as Tells, like the Tells Tube on
Yeah.
YouTube. Those videos are so much fun. What do you like most about getting to, explore these different facets of Tells and all these different mediums?
Well, I love it. Tails Tube, especially, I was going to say, because they it explains more of the universe to people that maybe aren't as familiar with the games. So it's almost like they're like almost like tutorials for this new generation of Sonic fans who are watching the movies. They're like, oh, now they're going to learn about the different islands and the planets and all the stuff that goes on. They do it in such a not so professorial kind of way. They do it in a fun way, of course, because it's Sonic. But those are so much fun, so much fun, and they always they're so all of them. They're so creative and brilliant.
Yeah, they're really wonderful videos. And I just have to ask because I grew up playing, Sonic on the Genesis, and
Yeah.
then tells his full name is Miles per Hour, and I never got that joke of Miles per Hour for many years.
You
Were
didn't?
you always aware of it? Am I
Okay,
just
so full disclosure, I didn't realize he had a first and last name until I was working on Sonic Boom and we had already done a game and I went to this huge Sonic event in New York. They brought the Sonic Boom cast and we were signing things and whatever. And I was like overwhelmed. I had no idea the Sonic fandom. Had no idea. I was like, wow. And then somebody had this like encyclopedia of Sonic and they opened to the Tales page and I'm like, Miles Prower, that's hilarious. So I got it right away once I knew that he had a name. I'm like, how? I went to the director. I'm like, how do you let me work on this for this long and no one tells me he has a first and last name? I didn't know. I thought it was just Tails, but luckily I learned it earlier on. But yeah, it's funny. Apparently
is
it
it
was news to Ben. He learned that one like a month or so ago. He called me. He's like, "Did you know this?" And I'm like, "I did. I did know this." He's like, "Why didn't I know?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm sorry."